General Motors set to make history tomorrow with its IPO. Hundreds of millions of shares for sale, starting at about $33 apiece. Tonight, we're taking a closer look at that initial public offering. Exactly who can buy the stock at that price and what happens after the IPO. With us live right now, our financial expert, Leon Labrecque, and business turnaround specialist, Van Conway. Gentlemen, we thank you both for being here.
Welcome.
Van, let's start with you. You were among the first to see that GM was in deep trouble a few years ago. Looking at the company tonight, do you think it's a good buy?
Well, I think that when you buy stock, if with a long-term perspective, given the present market conditions, the improving economy, likelihood of greater sales in North America, that General Motors should be a good buy, because if the company continues to increase its profits, it should have a positive impact on the share price.
You know, Leon, millions of people are excited about this around the world. Now, what's your take on GM? Isn't this good for the auto industry, for suppliers, for Michigan? It could even help Ford.
Huel, this is going to help not only Ford, it's going to help everybody in Michigan. This is the biggest IPO in history. This is bigger than a Chinese IPO. I want you to think about this. The biggest IPO in history isn't taking place in Shanghai or New Delhi or Mumbai or even New York. It's taking place in Detroit. So it's a monumental thing, and it's remonetizing our car business. So it's good for all the suppliers. It's good for Ford. I think it's good for all of us. It's a great thing.
But some people, of course, complain that the little man, the average taxpayer, has been cut out of the big money deal. Van, do you agree with that?
Well, to the extent that the little guy cannot participate in the IPO, when the stock market opens and the IPO is consummated, basically they'll be buying and selling on the New York Stock Exchange, and that person will be able to buy the stock in the open market. Now, of course, if the price goes up, then they won't get it at the $33 price or whatever price will be, but the price could go down. So they will be able to buy the stock in the open market.
And Leon, you would agree, starting tomorrow, anybody can buy the stock, should they?
Well, if you're a family and friends member of GM, if you're a retiree or an employee or a dealer, you can buy the stock at $33. You're in on the IPO. The next day, you have to look at the price. It depends on what it does. Probably, Huel, I think it's going to go up tomorrow. It's the way they've oversold this thing and taken on the roadshow. Everybody is looking at it. Everybody from Saudi Arabia to the Chinese are buying it. Sovereign wealth funds are buying it. It's been completely oversubscribed. It's going to pop, I think.
So the big question to both of you, what happens after the initial public offering? Up or down?
Well, I do agree with the comments just made, that given the number of the expectation would be that the price would go up in light of the demand for the shares was so phenomenal that there will be more buyers and sellers, and when that happens, the stock is likely to go up.
But for how long? Leon, do you see this stock going up continuously the rest of the year, or do you see fluctuations ahead?
Well, it's been sold, Huel. Everyone's been selling this, and GM's management has done a great job of selling it to everybody. And they've taken the roadshow out, and they've pledged profitability and product and all kinds of things. Whether they deliver on their promises, that'll depend on the long-term outlook for GM. But right now, it's probably going to go up, and quite a bit, I think.
And gentlemen, does this ultimately mean that the government's investment in GM was also a good move?
Well, I think that it was clearly a great move, more than a good move, because not only are they likely to be paid most or all of their money, but also the way the saving of General Motors and Chrysler and the impact on Ford had a very positive effect on the economy. The failure of those companies would have had a very detrimental effect on the economy.
So would you, both of you, then recommend this stock to your clients?
I'm telling my GM clients, buy it on the IPO tomorrow. I'm telling the rest of my clients, let's wait and see what happens. All my friends in the car business, I'm telling them this is a good thing for all of us.
Van?
I think if you have a long-term outlook and you're not in for a short-term play, I think it's a good buy. And of course, if it jumps to 40 right away, you might hesitate. But if you're a long-term investor, given where this company is and where it's going, I think it's a good buy.
Van Conway, Leon Labrecque, we thank you for your comments and your insights.
Thank you.
And thank you. Don't forget our cyber poll question. If you could, would you buy GM stock tomorrow? Log on to myfoxdetroit.com and vote. We will have the results later in the newscast.